Abina,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I so apologize.
No
I did not
problem.
realize it was going down like that.
No
Wait, let
problem.
me see. Where's the camera? Okay. I went to go get some
I
other.
know, and you were getting so happy.
Yes. My granddaughter started laughing at me. She's like, Grandma. She's like, Grandma, the phone died. I'm like, go get the herbs, please.
No problem. No problem.
This is
Um,
some of my holy basil.
okay, holy
Mm,
basil. Okay,
yes. Uh,
okay. So, okay, wait. I'm restarting the Instagram stream. I had to apologize.
no problem.
Okay. Um, okay, so okay, you are saying that you have holy basil. That's the herb that you have right now. And
Yeah.
what are the properties of holy basil?
Holy basil is somewhat a sister to spearmint or mint. So it's more of a eucalyptus. It's also good for detox. It's good for throat pulls, lung detox. It's also good for like stomach ailments. You can actually like chew on the leaves to like help with like any ulcers in your mouth or so forth, to even freshen up your breath, like different things like that. If you have like a stomach discomfort, just like spearmint leaves, you can actually, or peppermint leaves, you can actually just chew on the leaves and it actually helps your stomach and like soothes you. But the one thing that I must say, and I had to find out the hard way, women, if you are about to have your cycle, it is not a good idea to drink holy basil or consume it because it does elongate your cycle. So it is a potentiator to actually, it helps with flow. It helps unclog your body. But you have to be very conscious while taking holy basil, whether it's your pressure or your sugar. You have to be very, very cautious, and please seek your own attention from a medical provider.
So you're saying that it can increase your menstrual flow, that herb?
Yes, yes, it can. Yes, that's what it does to me. That is,
Okay.
yes, definitely. It increases the flow.
Okay, and that's the holy basil. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to make some, which I could make a bunch of notes here. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's the holy basil. Okay, and that's something that you found locally?
Yes, at Ujama's garden. Yes.
Okay, in the Northeast Bronx.
Yes, we got a lot of good stuff up here. We really do. Also, I have cleavers. This I'm
Mhm.
actually gonna make an ointment with a salve. I'm gonna make some salve with the cleaver because cleavers is also known for helping to rejuvenate the skin, rejuvenate the cells. It's this is more so it's known to just help with anything like mending stretch marks, things like that. It's good for refining and buffering. Oh, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but like getting your skin back nice and shiny and removing the dullness. So
Like restoring it and rejuvenating it.
yeah,
So
pretty much.
so you said so is it good for like stretch marks? So for women who've given birth, they can use this herb.
Yes, but it's not just using the herb, it's preparing it properly, like in a
Hmm.
salve, so that way you can apply it on your
Hmm.
skin as a topical.
Hmm. And what's the name of this herb?
Cleaver,
Cleaver, like Cleaver.
Clever.
Oh, Clever.
Yes, But the cleaver only grows in the early spring, and it only grows in the winter, like fall, winterish. It's not a summer herb.
Oh, only grows in the fall and winter, not a summer herb.
No,
Okay.
in the spring, in like the early part of spring, and
Mm-hmm.
like going towards like fall to winter. It's more of a winter herb.
Okay. More of a winter herb, not a summer herb.
You know.
Okay. I'm putting these notes in the Facebook in the Facebook comment. Okay. Okay. And this is good for rejuvenating skin.
Yes, it is. Uh, well, I got some eats. I got some peppers, jalapenos
Oh,
from
okay.
Wajama's garden.
Mhm,
This I'm just showing you some neighborhood eats at this point. This is the peppers.
mhm.
Which I have a whole lot of stuff. Peppers again. This is just neighborhood eats. If anything, you want to go on a neighborhood guided tour one day to show you all the food that's literally on the sidewalks and literally like just in people gate, just hanging over, that would be really nice.
So
Because I don't think people realize in the Bronx, especially, there's food everywhere. When I say everywhere, there's food everywhere. It's callaloo. This this is callaloo. And this I got from down by the garden as well. But this people have as an ornamental, and it's all over the place. And this is callaloo. This is
that's
green.
callaloo?
Yes,
Oh,
it also comes in orange, pinkish, yellow. It's a whole array of different colors, and people really just think it's ornamentals, and it's crazy, but it's food. And it's just in their yard, just dying because they don't know what to do with it. But it's food all over. I see, believe me, I walk in people's yards and I ask. There's apple trees, there's plums. There's figs, there's things all over the place. There's no reason why people are hungry or should be hungry, honestly.
I know on the block from where you are, around the block, there's the house that has the peach tree.
I ain't
Yeah.
see the peach tree, but
Oh
I'll
gosh,
be looking.
I hope they didn't cut it down.
Next door to me, they have pears. In my backyard, the neighbor, he has grapes, he has figs, callaloo, tomatoes, onions. They have so much stuff. People really are gardening more nowadays, and I love that. I love to see it because it goes to show that everything that we were taught, it never went away. It stayed within us. We are the ambassadors of our truth, of our lineage, of our family, of our generation. And if we follow the circadian, believe me, it'll lead you right back to it. It'll lead you right back home. Because that's what the circadian clock is, a compass to lead you back home.
So a question, since we're talking about circadian clocks for our bodies, when you're picking herbs, is there like a circadian clock for them? Is there a time to pick
Yes,
certain herbs?
yes, yes, there is. Certain herbs and plants, they actually are up during the morning. Some of them are up only during the nighttime. Yes, plants are. It was this one plant. I didn't understand. By the time it's like 11 o'clock, the plant goes
It goes, uh-oh.
it goes back to sleep. By like 11 o'clock during the day, like it goes back to sleep. It closes up its petals and goes back to sleep. Some of the plants during the evening time, you notice when they're going to sleep because the leaves are literally like closing like a hand. And it's beautiful to see because yes, everything, the animals have their own circadian. If you notice, people think bees and mosquitoes and stuff, they really be trying to bite them and stuff during the evening time. They're really not. They're trying to go home and go to bed. just like everybody else. Animals, animals are the same way. They're trying to go home. Some of them are nocturnal, some of them are nocturnal, some of them are not. But in all essence, everybody just home and go to sleep. Water is the same way. You notice with the rushing of the tide.
Um, I
Has to
I
follow it.
I remember being stung by a bee like early in the afternoon. So I guess that's the time they were very active.
They're trying to go home. They trying to make their way. Think about it when you're at a job, right? In the morning time, you're up, you're active, you're good. Sometimes for the people that are actually morning people. By time it's lunchtime, you get kind of like sleepy and lethargic, and you want to sleep. But then when you get to eat, you really get more sleepy and lethargic, and it's like more going towards the home time. So now you just like trying to press it out. But like around 3 o'clock, you might get that little boost that make you help you finish it out for the rest of the day. But then 5 o'clock or so, when you get home, it's the same. You want to sleep, you want to do this. Everything runs the same way. Everyone. The thing is that we think that we're all separate, but we are all one. And the sooner we understand that, the animals, the oceans, everything around us, we are all running on one frequency. The problem is when we are out of alignment with nature, when the circadian is off, that's when everything is met with all these different disruptions and all these different things. Right now, the circadian of the earth is off. This is why all these different things are happening, because we as a people have to put it back together, because we have allowed too many people to dip their hands in it already and throw the circadian off. So on a lot of tenses, we have to actually align ourselves back to the earth so that the earth itself can come back into harmony. And that's circadian.
Okay. So I know a lot of people do experience seasonal affective disorder. So would you like to, kind of delve into that? What are some things that people can do to combat that?
A lot of things. A lot of times we're seasonal depression in that sense. It's no real help more than actually still paying attention to your circadian in the wintertime, staying warm, making sure you get your vitamin D, C, and iron if you are melanated. I'm sorry for all those who are not. I do not know the exact components, but every denomination, not denomination, everyone has their own code. I just know my code because I'm a melanated being and I know that code. But everyone can actually align themselves with the circadian, the moon and the sun, everyone, because if we're all here for a purpose. But the vitamin C, the D, and the iron, that's for melanated beings. And as long as you put those three components together with a healthy sleeping pattern, as well as get exercise, physical exercise, because you need the air outside. You cannot be inside, because that's a lot of what drives seasonal depression, because you're inside. It's not so much the outside and the sun itself, but the sun with the outside air. Everything has its own place. So even if you're going through seasonal depression, go outside and get the air, because the air out there will be better than the air in here. And that the air alone, the breath work you can do with that right there, you can change your whole circadian just by doing the breath work in the winter. Certain things you might have to change. In the winter, you might have to work on your breathing, where in the summertime, your circadian might just be more intermittent fasting. It changes, everything fluctuates based on your season. So it's not a thing as where I can tell you what's good for you. you have to understand and figure out what is working for you and what can work for you, because every person, every human being is its own. We are all one, yes, but we are still individually our own, and our bodies are individually manufactured just to suit us.
So I have a question. So according to circadian rhythms, I know you touched on what happens during the hours that we will be sleeping, like what organs are being worked on. So what would be good times to eat certain things throughout the day? Like what's good to eat in the mornings? I know you mentioned like I think it's 7 a.m. is when your body that's when you should have like your bowel movements. So what should you be eating during the day?
Um, Myself, I would say nothing. I would say your stomach should be empty from the moment you wake up until your first meal. But your first meal does not have to be food. Food, your first meal can be a prayer. Your first meal can be a conversation. First meals are what you intake. So therefore, if as long as you're intaking something positive within yourself, that is your first meal. Physical meal. I take my physical meal, my first physical meal around 11, 12, because I'm still practicing the intermittent fasting while I'm doing my circadian. Because with the circadian, you should be practicing some type of restraint with the intermittent, because your body, for your body to heal properly, you have to leave, like let your body be and not eat, put things in it so that way it won't have to do excess work. So for me, I would start eating around 11, right before high noon,
Mhm.
because the way in which your circadian works is the sun is what's burning your food. So therefore you eat your biggest portions when the sun are at its highest peak until the sun goes down to its lowest. Then you wean off of the food, wean off of the heavy activity for your body. When you wean off of that, that's when your body is gonna start taking and trickling down. You notice you're getting kind of lethargic, your pressure's starting to take it, scooting on up high, because now you done at all the food and your body just getting all prepared for the rest. And then that's when the melatonin and everything start going in. So yeah, around 7 or so, 7, you start getting your body back formatted and into the sleep zone. Start preparing yourself, start setting up a night light in case you don't know, in case your body is not aware, because sometimes we have to set things up just like if we were kids. Set the
Mm,
night light so that way our body knows, oh, it's time to go to sleep. Pull the curtains down so our body know we're shutting down now. This is our time. Like little things. Even as far as getting up in the morning, if you're a person and you need to set your body to get up, when you get up, the first thing I always say, put your bed in a position where you can see the sun when you wake up as the
mm,
first thing, because then you'll train your eyes to always know when the sun rises, whether or not your body is on alarm. When the sun rises, if you constantly see the sun, whether or not you are awake to even know the sun is rising, the sun will rise and you will rise with the sun.
mm,
So a lot of things is just you setting the stage for you.
mm. That's a good point. So making sure that you're situated so that you can see the sun in the morning.
Yes, and the moon at night, the same thing, because the more you, like I always I sun gaze, I also moon gaze. The moon, it does the same thing when you moon gaze, the serotonin, everything, the melatonin, everything, all that stuff, everything is based upon the time in which you're doing everything. Everything is seasonal. So whether you're paying attention more to the sun or the moon, for females with the moon cycles, okay, I'm going into a whole different realm. But it's
Okay.
all the circadian. All of it is all about the circadian. The more you pay attention to one thing, then you'll understand, okay, I can't pay attention to this one right here. I got to balance it out on this end, or else your body will still take and shift and tweak. So all about balance. Everything is balanced.
So okay, so keeping your bed in alignment with the sun, and not eating anything, like I would say, like probably not eating anything heavy until like 11 o'clock.
Yes. But
Okay.
the first thing for me myself, the first thing I start out with, if you're going to reset your body, the first thing you should start out with is fruits.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
I mean, I did a 3 year, and the first thing I started out with every day was coconut water from the coconut. And yes, you can get it in New York. As much as they say no, you can. Even if it's not coconut water, fruit water. But I'm not saying to blend up the fruit or anything. I'm saying to actually just get what you can. If you can't get the juice out of it, just eat it. But stop stop blending the fiber so much. Whereas if you um if you want to be raw, be raw. If you want to be vegan, be vegan. If you want to be pescatarian, be pescatarian. But don't sit there and think that you have to sit there and live by guidelines. Do what's best for you on every level. Do what's best for you. But try to start with the fruits because it's the most natural thing possible.
And the coconut water, like like you could get that from the coconut.
Yes, the electrolytes, yes.
Okay. So we should have that, and then fruit, and then like the heavier meal around 11 o'clock. And so what's a good time to stop eating during the day?
About like 5 o'clock. By like 5 o'clock, give yourself like a window. That's what intermittent fasting is. You give yourself a window in which you actually can eat, and stop giving yourself a window in which you have to eat, because it's such a thing where well, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not. It's very tasking, because when you start, you're going to be very hungry. You're going to be very hungry, so you're going to have to die to all that stuff. You're going to have to die to yourself. But as it goes on, you'll realize like, oh, I'm not really hungry. The things that you're hungry for is not really food. The things that you're actually craving are vitamins, and the food in which you're eating are just symbolic of the vitamins in which your body really needs. So as you go on, it'll be more apparent, and you'll eat less, because you'll notice that you'll be eating things that are more filling to your body. And yeah, you'll cut off the eating, and you'll tweak it wherever you need. But around 5 o'clock should be a good time, because by time as what 5 p.m. is the greatest vascular efficiency and muscular strength. Hmm. That's what happens then. And that's when your kidneys are actually doing work, building muscles. Hmm. So at that time, 5 o'clock, if it's going, because this is just a chart. But roughly, if it's going, and your kidneys are going to be over here doing some work. So it's going to be some excretions and all them little good stuff going on around 5. So yeah, I would think that'd be a good time to stop eating if your body needs to urinate and do all the kidney work and the detoxing and pulling from everywhere.
And this is this just for the winter, the 5 o'clock, or also for the summer? Stopping the eating at 5 o'clock.
Um, Summer, I would push back the time just a little, only because the sun is out longer.
Okay.
I would push
Okay.
it back to like 6, 7. Yeah.
Okay. And so wait, I think someone here had a comment about one of the things that you were recommending for our intake. Okay, someone is asking, what about just regular coconut water that you can buy if you can't get like the coconut, if you can't get the water from the actual coconut?
Yes, you can get the most organic one in which you can, the one without sugar added. Um, yeah, you can definitely. The thing that I realized, like the thicker the skins, the better the fruit. Because there's this diet that cancer patients follows, a neutropenic diet, where they advise them to eat fruits with thicker skins because the level of radiation and pesticides cannot get through the skin because it's so thick. So yeah, the coconut water would be the best thing.
Okay, okay, okay. And what were some vitamins and minerals that people can use to combat the seasonal affective disorder? And you also mentioned the light, people getting a light to contact to kind of combat the seasonal depression.
I I didn't mention the light, but I do know the send me a second. I'm sorry. I did hear about the light. What is it, a lamp? But me myself, I don't use those things. I try to stay as natural as possible. I um I load up on a lot of fruits. I meditate a lot. I pray a lot. I do a lot of internal work during these times because me, I am not by any type stretch of imagination exempt from any of the seasonal anything. Not even because I'm so up on these different fruits or vitamins or vegetables. But it's different. Mom, I'm gonna go to the store. Can you just give me one moment? And no, you're not going to the store. I'm sorry. Everything is coming alive now in my house. But the vitamins in which I do use is the vitamin C, D, iron. Give me 1 second. Hello?
God, I
Hello?
was just talking and I was muted. Um,
I'm so sorry.
Not a problem, not a problem. Someone had a question in regards to what they could take. Someone was asking, what about zinc and magnesium for the winter blues?
Zinc and magnesium is good for winter blues, but at the same time, the winter blues are there because the sun is away, and because the sun is away, the iron and the D are not breaking down in your body to promote the flow in which your body actually needs. It's more of the D than any other component because granted, everything works together, but if you can get the vegetation, the thistles, the burdocks, the greens, the kales, all those good things, all those good greens, yeah. But the thing about it is the market at the moment, a lot of the vitamin that are being pushed in mainstream, they don't come from vegetables, they don't come from fruits. They're derivative of different organisms in which our bodies cannot break down. So a lot of the things I'm saying is get your fruits and get your veggies, get your herbs. Those components, those are what really can help you. the citrus, the oranges, the grapefruits, the tangerines, those things, but in its raw state. All those things, if it's the berries, let me see. For vitamin D, you can have avocados, kiwis, figs, papayas, mushrooms, spinach, kale, potatoes, sweet potatoes. The iron is sarsaparilla. Again, avocado, fig, dates. It's so many fruits and vegetables that are out there that can do the job, because at the end of the day, when they try and, formulate any type of medication, any type of vitamin, anything at all, it's derived from the foundation of fruits or vegetables or herbs. The biggest animal in the jungle, herbivore. All these things are proven facts. So all you really got to do is go back to the fruits and the vegetables. Follow your circadian, start breathing right. And a lot of those things can be unburdened from you.
Okay. Okay, thank you for, okay, we have a couple of other people watching. Okay. So I just want you to kind of mention, like earlier, what were the times for some of the organs for the people who weren't tuning in earlier? What are the times for some of the organs? You said, what was the time that you, the liver is healing, and the kidneys, and when is the time for the bowel movements?
I'm gonna would you mind if I send you a picture so that way you can actually just put it up,
Okay.
and that way they can have like at least like a synopsis of what it looks like.
Okay.
And if anything, it's a 24-hour circadian clock, and I can take a picture and you can post it.
Okay.
That way they can have something to go on.
Okay.
But but roughly,
mhm.
okay, roughly the healing hours, the at 1 a.m. the gallbladder is healing.
Go.
At 2 a.m. the liver is healing. From 3 to 5 the lungs are healing. From 5 to 7 the large intestines are waking up and getting everything together.
Mhm.
From 7 to 9 the stomach. From 9 to 11 is the spleen. From 11 to 1, that's the heart. Then from 1 to 3, that's the small intestines. From 3 to 5, that's the gallbladder. From 5 to 7, that's the kidney. And everything in between 7 to 11, that's the triple burn. That is the, dang it. Why is it?
This fascinating information. So it's at these times that these organs are healing and repairing, or when they're most active?
Those are when they're actually repairing. So the sleep and wake during these times are actually giving you cues as to what's going on. It's not it's not the biggest picture, but it's a clue as to if you keep getting up at what, let me see. You keep getting up if you're supposed to be sleeping, and you keep getting up you keep getting up around what? Around 3 to 4, your lungs are not healing too well. Around from 1 to 3, your liver is not healing well. Around 11 to 1, these are just markers, so that way you can at least inquire. You start meditating properly, you start giving yourself the healing in which you need, start eating the proper things that will put back the nutrients that you need. Obviously, there's a discord in your body. The nerves and everything are not flowing in a right manner, or else those things, when you get a sound sleep, at night, I'm gonna ask that question. When you get a sound sleep at night, you notice you wake up nice and refreshed. Everything is just beautiful. But as many disturbances in your night, when you get those nights where there are disturbances back and forth, it's always a trying morning, because now your body has to feel it, because your body is like, I didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do that. It's like a nagging mom. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. You didn't do this. So now you're off. You're moody. You're wondering why. You're moody because you didn't heal properly. Didn't heal properly, and everything is just coming against you right now. And your body is trying to tell you, you need to go back to sleep so I can help you. But because we're so self-sufficient and always on the go, we don't tend to listen to the little signals our body just saying one little thing, please help, please help. And we're still over here like, oh, I got this. No, slow down and let your body take care of you. That's what it's here for. You got to work together, you and your body and your spirit.
It makes me think of when when you go to a club at night and it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, and your body is like, nah, your body is just convoluted. And then when you're drinking all the alcohol and everything, it's wow, it's easy to see how your body can just be thrown into chaos because of this.
Just because you want to have a good time, like, and your body over here, like, I want to have a good time too, but not like this. Not like this.
No, this is really, this is really very insightful, like learning to work with your body, because then we'll be able to kind of know if anything is off, before we go, before we necessarily maybe go for medical interventions, like we may have a better idea because we're more in tune with what's going on with the body. Yeah, this is really interesting to know. And that's like in the morning, you may feel like that's the time that you take like a heavy bowel movement because your body's like, okay, this is what we're doing at this time. Okay. Okay.
Your body will set you up so beautifully. You'll go through the day and you'll just be like, oh, wow, okay, bathroom break. Oh yes, tea time. And your body is just like, we got this. Come on, let's go. And it'll time you for everything. Once you start understanding the peace and what your body wants to give to you, believe me, it's a very beautiful thing. It really is.
So have you yourself experienced where your body might be saying, okay, you're out of, you're out of rhythm, and what is that like?
Yes, I do. When when I went on my 3-year journey, right? And it was no meat, no nothing, no nothing, just fruits and just like bare veggies. And I came back this year and I sat there and I ate a piece of lamb because I thought it was okay. The sick that I got, and my body said, oh, heck no, that's not what we do. I said, but, and I'm talking to my body, I'm like, but seriously, I thought lamb was okay. And I'm like, I thought it was somewhat gentle. My body is like, not for me. First of all, you liquefied me. You cannot jump me back into meat. And you sure enough can't jump me back into not just heavy food, but not meat. So believe me, your body, one thing I've learned is your body, when you're eating anything, the frequencies from whatever you are eating is omitting throughout your whole universe within your body. And whether it is a happy or a sad, whatever you internalize is coming from whatever that meat, the meat kind went through. Whether, I don't care if it's you over here, you're picking a plant and you want to consume the plant. Whatever you internalize while you're doing all those emotions that you are carrying it because the things outside of you that you're bringing inside. So a lot of the things I had to learn, circadian and circadian wise, you are what you eat, period. You are exactly what you eat.
And you are what time you eat.
Yes, and the season in which you eat it in as well. You are just that. And life is just that plain. Never think of any coincidence. It is just what it is.
Yeah, that's a whole other way of thinking. You are time what time you eat. And it's not just because of what societal norms are, but you have to know what works best for your body.
Exactly. That's why when they say they have this thing, they said generational curses. I don't believe in that. I believe what you open your mind and your heart to, what you allow to take root in you. Yes, those things matter. Granted that we do have ties that we have to break and cut that has came back because we didn't mend certain passages, but you are the ultimate shop store. You can say stop. You can say go. So with all that, opening your mouth to eat, to say words, to do things, all those things, you have that. You have to make that choice, the better choice for you. And all these things that we learn, we have to actually put them into action. Put them into action so that they can save our lives instead of just being here for a little bit of time. We can actually eat our way to better health, to restoring our health, to correcting measures that has been given over to generational things. We can actually restore ourselves. And that's like the beauty of actually resetting and realigning yourself with your circadian.
Powerful. This is definitely, for lack of a better phrase, food for thought. So definitely. So can you just share with everyone who you are and what it is that you do?
Uh, my name is Anita Henville. I am a mom, a proud mom of 5, proud grandmother of 2. I reside in the Northeast Bronx. I am I'm co-chair for Seton Falls Foundation, which is a collective of myself, Renee Patterson. We pretty much bring activities to the Northeast Bronx at Seton Falls Park. I do herbal walk tours. I also forage within the Bronx and my community. I teach others how to forage, how to do medical plant identification, so they won't be scared of the food and the herbs that are around them, especially outside. So I also have a program called Sovereign Beings, which is to link our families and our children back to the natural areas that we have around us, mostly the parks, the open green spaces, so that way they can understand who they are and what they come from, because we are not a product of the society in which we see. We come from a deeper, more rooted foundation. And I would like for our children and our children's children to know that, and learn that, and understand that. I also do stewardship programs, cleanups, and arts and culture, as well as literacy at Seton Falls Park. Um, I do a couple of things. I have a business, Designed by Me 319. I make organic products, tinctures, shaves, soap, shampoo, oils. I'm about to make my own. I'm about to start my own ice cream company with the kids. We're gonna do vegan ice cream. We make a lot of things, most everything from scratch because I want to promote the most natural way of living. And yeah, and the thing is, I would love to teach. I would love to teach as many people as possible how to become entrepreneurs and how to be self-investors. Because unless you invest in yourself, your family, your children, all those around you, your community cannot invest in you. And pretty much, yeah, I just want to help as many people as I can and be a blessing to all those who allow it.
Wonderful. And yeah, it's meant to Seton Falls Park in the Northeast Bronx, park in my neighborhood, which I have always loved. And yeah, I know the story about Mr. Wiggles and everything like that, but I've always loved that. I've always loved that park because it's so untouched and raw. And I feel like going there, it's like, yeah, you're just in like some very untouched, unmanicured territory. And I really love it. And I also want to mention Ujima Gardens, which is right near the park on Boston Road, our newest community garden in the North Bronx. So definitely want to shout them out and give support and recognition to them for what they've brought to the Bronx.
Yes, definitely.
And thank you for when I came there to one of the volunteer days, you're helping me because I clearly had no idea what I was doing in the garden.
Oh, believe me, we all
So,
got to help each other.
so thank you very much for that. I truly appreciate that. Let's just see if we have any more. Let's see if we've got any more comments, but I definitely want to say people have been tuning in and got a lot of hearts here. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to thank you for sharing. And since our first time we had so many technical difficulties, but thank you. I'm so glad that I finally had you here, was able to share you with people. And again, what's your Instagram where people can follow you?
Designed by me, 319 LLC.
Okay, all right, great. And that is on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for being here at this week's Transformation Thursday. Oh, just a quick commercial. I'd like to meet Anita tomorrow. We'll be on 129th Street in Harlem at the Warm event, Love on the Block. We'll be on 129th Street between 7th and 8th Avenues tomorrow, and you can check out her products there. Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in to this week's Transformation Day. Next week we will be resuming on Transformation Thursday, and we'll be talking about healing from trauma. So definitely look forward to that one, and just continue to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Bronx Holistic Healing, and I will be posting the topics for the following week. Okay. Thank you, Miss Anita. Thank you so much. And for
You all,
everyone,
peace and love. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
yes, and everyone, I always like to say, if no one has told you, remember that you are a spark of the divine. Okay.
Yes.
Good night. Okay. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Okay. Good night.